Hello and welcome to this short video titled Looking Ahead, a Marketing Calendar for May 2012. My name is Kevin Francis. I'm a consulting copywriter and marketer, and you can find out more about me at www.maximumresultscopywriting.com. Okay, this video is all about looking at the month of May 2012 and at holidays, anniversaries and events in that month that we can use to form the basis for event-driven marketing. That is, to give us a reason behind a promotion or marketing campaign that we might want to run in that month. Just to recap why that's a good idea, it comes back to having a reason why somebody should be buying from you. It's been found that if you can make a campaign or a promotion a bit of an event, or give people a solid reason as to why you're making them an offer, a couple of things happen. Firstly, it makes your marketing stand out a little bit from the usual humdrum offers that people might see. The great David Ogilvy often said, one of the cardinal sins of marketing was to be boring. So if you can make your campaigns a little bit different and stand out, that's all to the good. And again, if you give people a reason why you're running a promotion, you'll often find that actually running that campaign and preparing that campaign is easier, plus you'll get a better response from people overall. Okay, so let's look ahead. In May, let's take a look at 3 events that you might be able to use. Let me add, there's a lot more than 3 events, but we'll focus, for the purposes of this brief video, we'll just cover these 3. And those 3 are, firstly, May Day, which is on May the 1st. Secondly, Mother's Day on May the 13th this year in many countries. And the third one, Endangered Species Day, which is on May the 18th. So let's have a look at May Day. Now, May Day, which falls on May the 1st, traditionally this was a pagan festival, and years ago, and a celebration of spring and fertility, and many sort of customs and practices around that. I mean, in the UK, you might be familiar with the dancing around the maypole and Morris dances, that sort of thing, and also the festival of choosing the Queen of the May as a representation of fertility, etc. Now, in the modern era, it's also become associated with the labour movement, and in many places is known as International Workers' Day. Interesting, there is a bit of a link with the traditional May Day celebrations. May Day isn't right at the beginning of spring. It actually comes after the sowing season in the old agricultural societies. So this was a period where a lot of there was a lull between the hard work in sowing seeds and the crops, and then moving on to other work. So it was a convenient time to give people a day off and have a bit of a celebration and a holiday. One other thing that you might be able to use is, you're probably aware that May Day is the international distress signal, and in your market you might be able to use that as a bit of a hook and basis to organise a campaign around. I mean, if there's a problem in your market and that some of your clients might be in distress in somehow, that there's some sort of emergency, of course you can alert them to that fact, and of course you're there to save them from that distress with your product or service. So that, again, is a slightly more offbeat approach, but you might well be able to use that. Mother's Day, really self-explanatory, not really too much needs to be said, I guess, about this. It's celebrated around the world. May the 13th, or the second Sunday in May, is probably the most commonly observed occasion for this, certainly in the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, across the old UK Commonwealth, although in the UK and Ireland, Mother's Day or Mothering Sunday falls earlier. It's usually in March, so it's already passed this year, and in some Catholic countries it tends to be on other days as well. As I say, this is perhaps one of the most popular non-official holidays around the world, universally observed, applicable pretty much everywhere, so I don't think that needs too much explanation. Finally, the third one, Endangered Species Day, which is on May the 18th. Now, this is a US holiday. It may be observed in some other places. Clearly all about wildlife protection and conservation, and if that sort of theme is appropriate for your market, then please go ahead and use that. But for a lot of people, the opportunity here is a more offbeat approach, really. If in your market, again, similar to the Mayday idea, if there's a problem that's come up or a change in the market, which means that people who are not up to speed or carrying on doing things the old way might be something of what you might call endangered species, then you can use this idea to alert them to that issue, and then of course offer them your help. A good example at the moment in internet marketing land, if you follow that at all, you'll know that Google has recently had their latest upgrade, the Panda Slap, and a lot of techniques that were working for building traffic and link building don't seem to be working so well anymore. So that sort of example, could be something you could build a campaign or a hook around. Now, as I said, there's more than 3 events in May and in any month, even though May tends to be a little bit of a quieter month after April, which has Easter this year and others. Over at my blog, MaximumResultsCopywriting.com, every month I will post an article up there looking at the events for a particular month. There's usually at least a dozen or 15 and suggestions for other ideas that you can look at as well. Always remember to keep an eye on what might be going on in your local market and your particular niche. There might well be events that are specific to that. One example of another occasion is on May the 23rd is Mesmerism Day, which is the anniversary of the birth of a gentleman called Franz Anton Mesmer, who was one of the pioneers of hypnosis. So I've certainly found for a number of my clients that's a day that we can use to hang events around. You might well find it's applicable in yours as well. So once again, thank you for watching this short video. I hope that's given you some ideas for your marketing. Look, I do encourage you to try out some of these ideas and put together a promotion around a particular event that's relevant for your niche or your clients. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised by the results, and it makes have a bit of fun and makes promotion a little bit more interesting as well. So thanks again for watching. This is Kevin Francis. Every success with your marketing.